Welcome to this practice for honouring the spring equinox, sometimes known as Ostara on the wheel of the year. I'm sorry I can't be taking this practice outside in nature as I would normally like to do, but I am travelling for work at the moment, so I'm in a hotel in the centre of Lisbon. But this is a good reminder that when we have a yoga practice, we can come to our practice wherever we are in the world to anchor ourselves. So bring yourself onto your mat, let go of everything else that's been happening this week or anything you have on your to-do list. Bring yourself into the here and now. Focusing in on your breath. Notice all the points where you can feel your breath, maybe in through your nostrils, down through your throat. Feel your chest rising and falling as you breathe. Feel your tummy rising and falling. And this practice today, as I said, is going to honour the spring equinox. So it's the time when spring is coming into full bloom. Flowers are blooming, they're awakening. The world is coming back to life. So it's an awakening practice, but it's also a time of balance because the daylight and the night are in equal balance. So we'll do some gentle awakening poses. We'll welcome the sun. We'll do some sun salutations, and we'll also do some balancing poses. But let's start off just by gently warming up our shoulders. So take nice big circles. Take your shoulders all the way up to your ears and all the way down to the ground. Nice big circles. And the other way. And then alternating one shoulder after another. And the other way. And we're going to work with our breath throughout this practice. When we work with our breath, we're calming down our nervous system, stimulating our autonomic nervous system, bringing ourselves out of fight or flight and into rest and digest. So bringing your shoulders back to the center, let's take some seated cat-cows. So as we breathe out, tucking our chin to our chest and round our spine away from us. And as we breathe in, let's open up the chest, lift the chin up, looking up to the ceiling. And then work with your own breath for a few rounds. So exhale, rounding the spine, tucking your chin to your chest. And inhale, looking up to the sky. And come back to the center. From here, place your left hand down on the mat beside you and send your right arm over your ear to the side of the mat. As you inhale, find length in your spine, and as you exhale, see if you can send that right hand a bit further over. Inhale back to center and exhale over to the right. Again, as you breathe, find length in your spine. And then see if you can send that left hand a bit further over. Inhale, come back up to the center. Exhale over to the left, keeping your hips grounding down into the mat. Inhale back to the center and exhale over to the right. Inhale, come back to sitting up nice and straight, stretching your feet out in front of you, nice straight legs. If it feels okay, bring your right foot up towards your chest and maybe take the foot from side to side. We're just finding a way to loosen off any tension in the hips here. So if you want to, you can take circles with that foot. If you want to, you can take figure of 8. or just side to side, whatever feels good for you. And then if it feels okay, find a comfortable spot for that foot on the opposite side of your left leg. If that doesn't work for your body, keep the foot tucked in on the inside of your leg. But if it feels okay, find a nice spot on the opposite side of your left leg. As you inhale, nice tall spine, and send your left arm all the way up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, twist around to look over your right shoulder. So keep your spine nice and tall, and remember to keep breathing here. We're massaging out our lower abdomen. I always find these twists are quite good for the digestive system. Inhale, come back to face the front. Exhale, take a quick counter twist around to the left. And back to the front. Loosen off that leg, take any movements that you need to, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So pulling your left foot up towards your chest only as far as feels good for you, then taking some movement side to side. If you want to, you can take circles with that foot or figure of 8. Just loosening off any tension that we're holding in the hips. And then find a nice comfortable place for that foot on the outside of your right leg. Again, if it feels better for you, you can keep it tucked in on the inside. But for our twist, we'll place that left foot on the opposite side of the right leg. Inhale, nice tall spine, and send your right arm up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, twisting around to look over the left shoulder. Keeping your spine nice and tall. And remember to keep breathing here. You can work with your ujjayi breath if that is in your practice. And remember, during this practice, you shouldn't do anything that doesn't work for your body. Make sure you're looking after your own body, make adjustments as you need to. I'm here as your guide, but this is your practice. Inhale, come back to face the front. Exhale, take a quick counter twist around to the right, and then back to the front. Loosen off that leg, shake it out if you need to, and then crossing your legs, rolling over your knees, come to your tabletop. Okay, so hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Let's take some cat-cows here. So as we inhale, we drop our tummy down to the floor, we lift our chin up, looking up to the ceiling into cow pose. And then as we exhale, we round the spine up to the ceiling, tuck our chin to our chest, tuck our tailbone. And then let's work with our own breath. So inhale, drop the tummy down, lifting your chin up, look up to the ceiling. And exhale, rounding the spine. Working with your own breath here, try to find nice fluid movements. Maybe experiment with what feels good for your body. So maybe starting the movement from your tailbone, or starting the movement from your head or from the middle. Just see what feels nice for you. We've been warming our spine up in 6 different directions here. And come back to the center. From here, as we inhale, we'll plant our left hand down in the middle of the mat, send our right arm up to the ceiling, and then exhale, thread that arm down underneath you, come down onto your right shoulder. Option to stay here, or if it feels okay, you can send your left arm up towards the ceiling, or if you want to, you can tuck it behind your back for the bind. Remember to keep breathing here. Inhale, send your hand back, your left hand back down towards the mat. Push the mat away from you. Send your right arm all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale back down to the mat. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So planting the right hand down in the center of the mat. Inhale, send your left arm up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, thread that arm underneath you, come down onto your left shoulder. You can stay here, or if you want to, you can send your right hand up to the ceiling. Or if you want to, tuck that hand behind your back into the supine twist. Inhale, send that right hand back down to the mat, pushing the mat away from you. Send your left hand all the way up to the ceiling, and exhale, bring that left hand back down to the mat. So I'm going to just gently warm us up through some kneeling sun salutations. So let's sit back onto our heels, come into a kneeling position. We'll work through a progressively energizing sun salutation. So from kneeling we'll come up to standing, but we'll just follow my lead on this one. So as we inhale, lift yourself up onto your knees, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. And then as we exhale, come all the way down into child's pose. So your hands are stretched out in front of you, your chest is heading down towards the mat, your forehead's down towards the mat, and you're nice and comfortable. Remember, you can come to child's pose at any point during your practice if you want to take a rest. But for now, as we inhale, we'll come up into our tabletop, and then dropping our tummy down to the floor, looking up to the ceiling, we come to cow pose. Exhale, round the spine up to the ceiling, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, cat pose. Inhale, drop the tummy down, looking up, back to cow. Exhale, send your bottom back onto your heels to child's pose. Inhale, lifting all the way up, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. And then exhale, hands to heart center, sitting back onto our heels, back to our starting position. So that is our first sun salutation. We'll do another round of that. So inhale, lifting up, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, coming all the way down into child's pose, stretching your hands out in front of you. Inhale, lifting up to cow pose, drop your tummy down. Exhale, round your spine, cat pose. Inhale, drop your tummy down, looking up. Exhale, send your bottom back onto your heels into child's pose. Inhale all the way up, send your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center, and sit back onto your heels. Okay, one more of those and then we'll start to add in some variations. So inhale, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, coming all the way down into child's pose. Inhale up to cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine to cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, send your bottom back onto your heels into child's pose. Inhale, lifting all the way up, looking up. And exhale, sitting back onto your heels. This time we'll add in a variation. So instead of coming to cow pose, we're going to come through into a full back bend. So inhale, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, come all the way down into child's pose. Inhale, if you want to, you can still come to your cow pose, but if it feels okay for your body, slide your hips through and come all the way into your back bend, sort of like an upward dog, but we're keeping our knees on the floor here. Exhale, come back to your cat pose, so rounding your spine. Inhale, sliding forward again for a bit of a back bend. Exhale, send your hips all the way back to your bottom, back to child's pose. Inhale, lifting your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. and exhale back to the start. Okay, adding in another variation this time, starting to lift our knees off the mat. So inhale, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, come all the way down into child's pose. Inhale, sliding forward into your back bend. Exhale, this time tuck your toes under, send your bottom back, and see if you can lift your knees up off the mat a little bit. So we're heading towards downward dog, but not quite there yet. Inhale, drop your knees back down, come to your cow pose. And exhale, drop your bottom back onto your heels, child's pose. Inhale, come all the way up, send your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, sitting back into your kneeling position. Okay, this time we are going to come all the way into our downward dog. So inhale, send your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, all the way down into child's pose. Inhale, slide forward to your back bend, looking up to the ceiling. Exhale, gently sliding your bottom back, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, send your bottom up to the ceiling, come towards your first downward dog of the practice. So let's pedal out the feet here. Bend one knee, send the opposite heel down towards the mat. And then find some stillness in your feet, sending both heels down towards the mat. You can keep your knees bent, and let's see if you can send your chest down a bit further towards the mat. So nice straight line from the tip of your tailbone all the way down to the hands is what we're kind of aiming for here. But if there's a bit of a bend, that's okay. If there's a bend in your elbows, a bend in your knees, remember this is what works for your body. And then from here, let's walk our hands gently back to meet our feet. So taking a forward fold here, let your head hang loose, let your arms hang loose. If you want to swing from side to side to loosen off any tension, you can do. But let's just hang here for a minute. And then as we inhale, we're going to slowly rise up, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming up to our standing position. So coming up to mountain pose, roll your shoulder blades down your spine and stand nice and tall. Imagine string pulling your head up to the ceiling and roots going from your tummy all the way down into the ground. So from here, as we inhale, we're going to send our hands up to the ceiling. Grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand, and then as you exhale, tilting over to the left. Inhale, come back up to the center, swap hands, and exhale, tilting over to the right. Inhale, back up to center, and then exhale, folding all the way back down. Send your hands back down to the mat, come to your forward fold, hang here for a minute. Breathing here, remember. And then slowly walk your hands back out to downward dog. Okay. Take a breather here. So tucking your tummy button in towards your spine. Holding your abs nice and strong. And then from here we'll walk our feet towards our hands this time. So coming towards the front of the mat this time. And then let yourself fold over, let yourself hang loose. And as we inhale, again we'll roll slowly up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming up to standing. And again, roll your shoulder blades down your spine, come to mountain pose. Breathing here, nice tall spine. So from here, we're going to work through our standing sun salutations. So as we inhale, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. And then exhale, folding forward all the way down to the mat. Inhale, come to halfway lift, so nice flat back. Keep your hands on your shins or on your thighs, wherever feels best for you. Exhale, plant your hands down, send your feet back into plank. And because this is the first one, we'll put our knees down and then lowering ourselves down, keeping our elbows tucked in to our sides, coming down onto our front. As we inhale, lifting our chest up off the mat into baby cobra. Exhale, lower the chest back down, push yourself up onto your knees, tuck your toes under, send your bottom up to the ceiling, come back to downward dog. Take a moment here. Every time we come back to downward dog, we're going to make sure our tummy button is tucked in towards our spine. Maybe your heels can reach a little bit closer to the ground this time. Inhale, take a big step forward in between your hands, come to halfway lift. Exhale, release, folding forward. Inhale, come all the way up and send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So that's one sun salutation. We'll do a couple more of those. Inhale, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, folding all the way forward, hanging nice and loose. Inhale, come to halfway lift, nice flat back, hands on your shins. Exhale, plant the hands down, send your feet back into plank. And you can put your knees down if you want to, or you can come down through your low plank. So keeping your elbows tucked into your side, lowering yourselves down onto the mat with control. Inhale, you can come to your baby cobra if you want to, or if it feels okay for your body, push yourself up into your upward dog. So lifting your knees up off the mat this time. Exhale, lowering yourself down, tuck your toes under and push your bottom up to the ceiling, come back to downward dog. Find your breath here. Find your stability in downward dog. Then inhale, take a big step forward in between your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, come all the way up, send your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, last one. Inhale, looking up, send your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, send your feet back to plank and come down through the low plank of your choice and into the back bend of your choice. And then find your way through to downward dog. From here, on the next inhale, we'll plant our left foot down and send our right foot through towards our feet. And there's an option to stay here, keeping your hands on the mat in our high lunge. Or if you want to, you can lift your hands up towards the ceiling, lifting up, keeping that back leg nice and straight, and keeping that front leg bent, sinking down into that front knee. Inhale, lifting up, straighten that front leg, and exhale, sinking back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lifting up, exhale, sinking down, send your hands all the way back down to the mat, and send that right foot back to downward dog. Inhale, plant your right foot down, bring your left foot forward in between your hands. And again, you can keep your hands here if you want to, or if it feels okay, lift your hands up off the mat. Keep that back leg nice and straight and your front leg bent. Inhale, send your arms up towards the ceiling. Sink down into that front knee as you exhale. Inhale, straighten that front leg, lift up. Exhale, sinking down. One more. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, sinking down. Send your hands all the way down to the mat. Send your foot back into downward dog. This time when we inhale, we're going to plant our left foot down, bring our right foot forward, and then send our left foot down, left heel down towards the mat. and cartwheel our hands up into warrior two. So nice horizontal arms looking out over your right middle finger, right leg bent, left knee nice and straight. Nice strong warriors here. So we're starting to come into our balancing poses now as we're standing. So nice and strong. Inhale, tuck your left arm behind your back, send your right arm over your ear towards the back of the mat into reverse warrior. Breathing here. Inhale, come back to warrior two, and exhale, send your right elbow to your right knee and your left arm over your ear to the front of the mat. Extended side angle pose. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down. Plant them either side of that foot and send your foot back to downward dog. Inhale, plant your right foot down, bring your left foot forward in between your hands, send your right heel down to the mat and cartwheel the hands up to warrior two. So we're going through our warriors relatively quickly today because we're working towards our main balancing poses. We're not going to stretch ourselves too much in our warriors today because that's not the focus of this practice. So inhale, tuck your right hand behind you, send your left hand over your ear into reverse warrior. Take a breath here. Exhale, come back to warrior two and send your left elbow down to your left knee, your right arm over your ear to the front of the mat. Extended side angle pose. Inhale, come back to warrior two and exhale, cartwheel the hands back down. Plant them either side of that foot and send your feet back to downward dog. Inhale, bring your right foot forward. This time plant it underneath your chest. And then from here we're going to very, very carefully shift our weight onto that right leg. So see if you can lift the left foot up off the mat. If it feels okay, try and bring that up to the horizontal. You can keep your fingers touching the mat. You can keep your fingers on a block, or if you want to, see if you can lift your hands up to heart center. Well, I'm a bit wobbly today. Now if you want to, you can send your hands out into airplane mode, so down the side of your body, or if you want to, send them out in front of you into full expression of warrior three. But for today, I'm going to keep my hands here in heart center. And then as I inhale, I'm going to come up to standing and loosen everything off. Okay. So starting to work on our balance here in warrior three. That's a very strong pose. But for now, we'll lift our right knee up towards our chest and take it out to the side, finding the balance here. So rooting down through our left leg into the earth. Find a nice comfortable spot for your right foot on the inside of that left leg. Now it could be on the inside of your thigh, it could be on your calf. You could keep your toes touching the ground, whatever feels good for you today. But for now, I'm going to place my foot there and then find a nice comfortable spot for your hands. So you could come up into your full tree pose. You can open up the branches if you want to, or you can keep your hands out to the side, whatever works for you. So this is our trees coming into full bloom because it's spring. Our flowers, the daffodils are out. And really bringing back everything back down to the ground. And then we were grounding down on our right foot again. So lift your left foot up to your bottom, and if it feels okay, lift your right hand up to the ceiling. Now we'll tilt forward into our dancer pose, but only come as far as feels good for you. So tilting forward at the hips, send your left knee back behind you and your right arm out in front of you. Only come as far as feels good for you into your dancer pose here. So this is about recognizing the flowers coming out, beauty returning to the earth, but only as far as feels good for you. If you want to come into a fuller expression of this pose, that is absolutely up to you, if that's in your practice. Inhale, come back up to standing and release, let everything come back down to the ground. So we'll work on the other side now. So for our tree, we'll ground down on our right foot, bring our left knee up towards the chest, taking it out to the side, and then finding a nice spot on the inside of the right leg. So again, that could be on your calf, it could be with your toes touching the ground. Just make sure you're not pressing against your knee. And then find the nice comfortable spot for your hands, either at heart center, up above your head, out to the side, whatever works for you. Find your nice strong tree. And release. Shake everything off that you need to. We'll work on our dancer pose from the other side. So lifting, grounding down on your left foot, lift your right heel up beside behind you, lifting your left arm up towards the ceiling, and again tilting forward only as far as works for your body. So tilting forward at your hips, send your right knee behind you, pushing your right foot into that right hand, and you can come into your expression of dancer poses however it works for you. Just focusing here on our balance more than anything. We're not necessarily trying to push ourselves too much today. Remember, it's spring, we're not into the full effects of summer quite yet. Okay, and release, bringing that foot back down to the ground. Shake everything off that you need to. And we'll work back through Warrior 3 back down to the ground. So keeping our hands to heart center if it feels okay. Grounding down through our left foot as we tilt forward. Let's send our right heel up behind us and tilting forward, keeping a nice straight line from the right heel to the top of the head. If you want to, you can send your hands down to the mat, but if it feels okay, you can keep your hands in prayer pose or out in front of your head for the full expression of Warrior 3, or if you prefer, your hands alongside your body in airplane. Whatever works best for you today. And then let's send our hands back down to the ground. Gently lower that right foot back down to the ground and send the left foot back into downward dog. So this is our last downward dog of the session. From here, let's place our knees back down on the mat. Sit back onto our heels. And then widen out our knees if that feels okay. Walk your hands forward. Let's come back down to child's pose. So sending your chest down towards the mat, your forehead down towards the mat. If you want to, you can send your hands behind you alongside your body, if that feels better. Coming back down to rest. So part of practicing balance is about balancing out the more energetic poses with lower energy poses. Remembering that when we push ourselves, we also need to give ourselves a chance to rest. So if you want to, you can stay here for the rest of your practice, or you can come to a shavasana, or come to a seated pose. But wherever you are, just take a chance to thank yourselves for taking the time to practice today. And I thank you for practicing with me. Happy spring equinox.